Ready?
Right, if you will.
Okay. I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmont Village Planning Commission for March 5th, 2026 to order, please. Maybe we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And after we're done, before we sit down, could we pause a moment for the military personnel that died recently and all the ones behind them? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Least we can do. Could I have a roll call, please?
Let me know if I'm too loud, because I heard I might be. Meek,
Here.
Zender,
Here.
Dyke,
Present.
Miller,
Present.
Keller,
Here.
Schneider,
Present.
and I'm gonna,
Tedeschi.
Tedeschi. Thank you. I wrote it phonetically, but not on this page.
If you were a speech teacher, I'd have you spell it Teddyieski. Tedeschi. That's the
Okay.
easiest way to pronounce it.
Thank you.
First day of class with my speech teacher, she said, "How do you pronounce that?" And I pronounced it for, and that's when they still had attendance books. So she wrote it in her attendance book, Teddyieski, Tedeschi. Never got it wrong, the only teacher that never got it wrong.
Phonetics book.
Yes, it was that. She knew exactly what to do with it, so. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. If there are no alterations, changes, or corrections, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Tim moved, Steve seconded, if that's okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of, December 4th, 2025. They're included in your board packet, and unless there are any changes or alterations, I'd accept a motion to approve the minutes. I have a motion by Steve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Gary seconded. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. There's no communications this evening. There's no public comments this evening. We're a little thin on audience. So. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing for the village zoning ordinance amendment. At this time, Randy, I would indicate that the public hearing now is officially open. And Caitlin, if you'd like to take a few minutes and review for us why we're here tonight, please.
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
What is in front of you is based on our conversation we had late last year. We talked about how do we improve our permitting process when there's a change in use. We went over some different scenarios. How do we want to move forward with that? And so we decided to go more of an administrative route for when there is a change in use. That related to talking about parking and is there a natural trigger that we're worried about when it hits the downtown? And so we kind of built that into the proposed text amendment. One of the other things that we added, this was based on, we did some administrative updates to applications and forms, and we found out that you don't have any standards for when there's an appeal of decisions. And so what I provided in that draft is to also include those additional standards that are super common. They've been litigated before, so they're pretty much the same for all different jurisdictions. And so we're just filling a gap that we didn't realize was there. So those are kind of the results of those different text amendments that are there. What's been provided is kind of a track change version, so you can see the colored font is what's changing. Anything that's crossed out is what's proposed to be removed. The next steps in this process, if tonight you're comfortable with the language as it is provided, that would, or we can make modifications tonight, of course, as well. But the next step in the process, you would recommend adoption to the village council for these text amendments, and then they would take action on that through a first reading and second reading.
See. So the ones you did for the ZBA, those would be if somebody makes a petition, doesn't like the ruling, they would have to challenge it under one of these particular qualifications?
Correct. So there's two different types of appeals. There's administrative appeal. So the only administrative appeal I've really had to deal with in my career is the determination of if it's a fence or not. And so they did not agree that I called their trellis a fence. And so their administrative process is that they could go to the ZBA and say, so my trellis that goes along the entirety of my property line, around my entire thing that's 8 feet tall, that is somewhat see-through, but it sticks, is not a fence. And so he pleaded his case. That's as exhausting as administrative process. They did not go with him. They upheld that it was a fence. And so this provides you that structure for that. The other type of appeal is if somebody were to appeal a site plan decision, for instance. You can say that if they deny what the planning commission did, that's their other course of action, and then they could go to the ZBA to determine that decision.
And then their recourse, if I understand right, because I also sit on the ZBA, if they don't like the decision there, they would then what, go to council?
Then they would go to court.
They would go to court? Okay.
Yep. So what this does is essentially the appeal process, the ZBA would have to determine to overturn the decision, because the ZBA is a very powerful entity. That way they could do a partial overturning. They could say, you have to redo this portion of it, but they could only overturn it if they found that it was done arbitrary or capriciously, if there was based on an erroneous finding of fact, if it constituted an abuse of discretion, or if it was an erroneous interpretation of the zoning ordinance or zoning law. So those are the reasons why you would not side with your zoning administrator, or you wouldn't side with your planning commission.
And you're saying these particular arguments have been litigated in other locations?
Yep.
Okay, so they're somewhat standard?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
See that kind of language in,
Pardon?
we see that kind of language in court rulings all the
You
time.
do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very similar
So
language.
it's not uncommon?
But correct.
Okay.
It's very common.
Do any of the members have any questions of Caitlin about the text amendment that's being proposed tonight, or are we comfortable with it? We are good? I have nods from everybody?
Me too. Yes.
All right, then, Randy, I'll officially close the public hearing, please. And we'll move on to the rest of our business, and that would be new business, which would be the village zoning ordinance amendment. If there are no questions from any of the members, I would entertain a motion then to recommend these changes to council. And yeah, I would entertain that motion if somebody wants to make a motion to recommend these changes to
It
council.
appears to me that this proposal is an effort to make government administration of the issues addressed herein more efficient. So I'll make that motion to approve.
Okay. I have a motion by Steve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Glenn. Is there any other questions or discussions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. So that'll go on council's agenda then appropriately. Thank you very much. Caitlin, explain the next item. That is planning, and I see the letter, was the letter basically sent to the township?
So that was a me typo thing. I meant to send it custom to
okay.
you as
I
a
just
village.
wondered.
But yes, it is for a lot of our, I have a decent amount of clients in the Lapeer County area. And so as a thank you for being our client and things of that nature, we're doing a complimentary training.
Yeah.
So you, as well as other jurisdictions that are in Lapeer County that we service, we're inviting you to that free basic training.
Are you going to be there?
Yes, I will.
You are.
Yeah.
Are you going to present?
I am.
You are.
Mhm.
Aha.
And you'll meet at least 3 of our other team members as well.
Oh, great. Sounds good.
Yes, there will be. Some door prizes. Door prizes have been requested, so I'll do what I can to get some cool door prizes. But yes. And so that's taking place then on Thursday, April 9th, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Emily City is hosting at their fire hall. So they have a pretty good room there that's kind of set up with a screen and tables and things. It makes it pretty easy to do. So what we're looking for is a head count, generally speaking, just so then we can make sure we know, generally speaking, how many people are there. If there's more availability, then we'll say, all right, tier 2 clients, we're going to see if you can also make the cut or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if anyone already knew if they were interested in going to that training. Yes, I think.
Yeah, I'd go with Robert, if there's room.
Yep, so you get 8 spots as
You know,
of the
if there's
village.
not, oh, there's 8, okay, yeah, I'd like to go to that too, please. So
Okay.
that'd be what, 3 of us?
Right.
Okay, sounds good.
Tim and I attended one that was put on by Michigan State University,
Yes.
which is something probably similar to this.
Similar, but I would say abbreviated in some ways and more hardcore in other ways. So how we're going to look at it isn't necessarily all of those logistics, but kind of making sure for a planning commission, what do you really need to know and get refreshers on. So we don't spend as much time probably talking about like the importance of master plan. We will talk about that, but we won't spend, I think there was 4 sessions or whatnot that you went to probably.
Yes.
So we're going to do 2-hour training. A lot of those themes will not be unique to you, but
Throw my number in the hat.
okay.
That was, when I attended, it was very beneficial to me. You know, it really was. And I'm looking forward to this one also. You know,
Yeah, this one is, this one has topics that we deal with, I mean, it really does. Very good.
it really is an
Yeah, I mean,
incredibly
if there's room, if
complex
there's.
area.
Yep, so the village has 8 spots.
Okay.
That if you want to fill those, if you would like more than 8 spots,
Okay,
let me know. Not all jurisdictions are sending everybody.
Okay, yes, I would like to go too then.
Okay, yeah.
that's 4 of us.
Right, so it's
Great.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I have a major trial in the morning. If I survive that, I'd like to attend it in the evening.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm still standing.
So you'll count us in then.
Yep, so that's 6 so far.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Unfinished business. Is there anything for the good of the order? Tim, do you have anything for us? No? All quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah, manager's been sick this week, so it's quiet.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Randy, do you have anything for us?
I do not.
Welcome, by the way.
Thank you
This
very
is
much.
our motley crew of planning commission members.
Thank you.
And Mr. pronounces his right name correctly is one of the best meeting runners I've ever seen before.
Well,
I already
appreciate
heard
that.
that today from
You've
staff.
heard that today?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Great meeting moderator.
Yes.
Very good. If there's nothing else from anybody else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I just want to check.
Yes, I'm sorry.
If we're going to maintain the present schedule, our next meeting will be in June?
August.
Late June?
Yeah, we
Every 3 months, right?
Yeah.
In case the members don't know, we have to have for a year, planning commission has to, so.
Oh, and since we met in December, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, we haven't met since, so.
Hey, I like this board.
Our board meeting will be on the 2nd, correct? If we have one next month?
Yes.
Okay,
And I don't know that we see anything on the horizon.
okay.
So there was a potential residential housing development that was gonna submit plans or stuff. We gave them some preliminary comments some time ago. But other than that, I'm not sure that there's a lot of business on the horizon.
So it may be
I
June.
see the gentleman over in the industrial complex, they got partially done with that building? The one where the gentleman bought the lots and he was starting to build that one? He's not, not done, but they started working on it for a while.
I'll move to adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Nathan. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
That was a great meeting.
You are done.
Thanks.